Alright, I'm going to take you through using the ActivExpressions with the video editing software to allow athletes to make their own highlights, to kind of decide which plays they want to be highlights for themselves so they can make highlight videos and pass them out to friends and family and potential recruiters and all the different people they want to show their videos to. Alright, so within the editing program, the first step is for the coach to go in and actually tell the program, hey, kids are going to be using ActivExpressions with my software. So I'm going to click Digital Editing and Scouting. I'm going to go up to Video and Configuration. I'm going to put a little check mark here that says Use Promethean ActivExpression. And then I'm going to allow the coach to choose which one of the fields he wants the highlight jerseys to go into. And in this case, we'll just choose Notation 3. So keep that in mind. I chose Notation 3 for the highlights. I'm going to hit OK. And now, as a coach, the first step that I have to do is I have to go through and actually break down the game. This is something that the coaches do anyway when they're scouting themselves and their opponents. So we're really not adding anything extra for the coaches here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click New. I'm going to go to the location on my computer where my game is stored, and I'm going to select it and hit Open. Now when it opens up, I'm going to get the game playing on the right side of the screen, and I'm going to get the data entry side on the left. So now what a coach can do is they can just go through and mark the begin time, so 265 for this play. There's my 265. I'll let it play to the end of the play. And I'll go ahead and hit pause. And I'll mark end time, so 8:19. You can see that we've marked from beginning to end. Now a coach can go through if they want to, and they can enter some information for this game. It's completely up to them. If they just want to enter the begin time and end time, that's great. But if they want to do some more scouting on it, they can do that already. We'll go to the next play. See, I'm on 2 of 2 now. I'll go to the next play here in the video, and I'll hit begin. And I'm just going to let the play run here. It's a good play. Highlights for some kids in this play. And I'll hit end when the play is over. I'm going to add a new one. I'm going to hit begin again. So I'm just going through here and I'm marking when the play is beginning, and it's very easy to do. And again, this is something that most coaches already do as they're scouting their opponents, as they're getting ready for their games. So when this play is over, this nice little touchdown run here, I'll hit end, and then you can continue on. So when you're done, you may have 50 plays, 100 plays. It's up to you to go through and scout those plays. When I'm done, I'll go ahead and close this, and when I close it, it's going to ask for a description, and I'll just go ahead and type us versus them, hit OK. And now the game that I just did shows up here on the list. There's the 3 plays I put in. So that's how the coaches go through and kind of put their data in. Okay, so the next thing I need to do now is I need to create a way for the kids to use the ActivExpressions. So I'm going to click on a game here that I've already finished, and I'm going to hit video, and I'm going to go in now and I'm going to search for certain plays. Now in this case, I'm just going to search for all plays because I want the kids to be able to decide which one of those plays they want as highlights. So I'll hit all plays, I'll do a search, and now when it comes back you can see it matched all 32 of my plays. I can scroll here through the list and you can see all 32 plays. What I want to do is I want to save it into my film room. All right, that's where the kids can use the ActivExpressions. So I'll hit clipboard export, and I'll just type all plays, and I'll hit save. So now what I can do is I can bring my players in, and I can hand each of them an ActivExpression. I can go into my film room, choose the all plays that I just saved, and hit select. And what's going to load now are thumbnails, one on each side of the screen that represents each one of those 32 plays. You can see up here, it's showing me plays 1 of 10 of 32. Down the left side, here's my 10 thumbnails. So if I were to click on one of these plays, the students could then click their jersey number into the ActivExpression and tell the program, hey, I want to save that one. So let me show you how it's done. I'll go ahead and click on the play, and when I click on the play, you'll see on the ActivExpression, you'll see that the question comes up, hey, enter your jersey number if you want to save this. Okay, let me shift over here and show you from the ActivExpression point of view. I'll go ahead and click the first play, and when I do that, you can see it pops up on the thing. Do you want to use this as a highlight? So if I do, I'm just going to go ahead and put my jersey number in here, hit send, and now it's been sent over to the computer. Now if I want to jump to play 3, do I want to use it as a highlight? I can do the same thing. I can send my jersey number in, hit send, and you're good. Now maybe at the same time you've got one of the assistant coaches doing that. Maybe they click on the play, and I'm going to hit the word team in there because the assistant coaches he's deciding when the team wants to use it as a highlight. And I'll go ahead and hit send, and now that play's been sent off as a team highlight. So what you've got is you've got 25, 30 kids in the classroom all kind of deciding when do they want to, pick plays. What plays do they want to pull as the coach is going through a film session, something that he does anyway. So now you just hand the kids the active expressions, and they can decide what plays they want as highlights. Now if we move on further here, when I'm done with my film session with my players and I go to close this screen, it's going to say, hey, you entered new highlights in this. Do you want to save the highlights? So I'll go ahead and hit yes. And now when I do that, if I go back in and I look at my data for that game, I'll go into play 1. You can see that a 21 has now been entered into that notation 3, which is the notation field I selected at the very beginning. If I move on to play 2, there was nothing, but in play 3, the team went in there. So again, it's a way for these players and these kids to enter that information as you're going through. In fact, if I take it one step further, I'm going to go ahead and choose my game. I'll hit video to do a search, and I'll say show me all times that notation 3 contains a 21. Now if I do that search, I should just get the one play right here. This is the one play that I entered from the active expression. I can hit create movie here. I can make a movie file. I can burn it to a DVD, put it up online. A lot of things you can do with the movie files. And that's pretty much a rundown of how you use the active expressions with the editing software.